Good evening. Welcome to Yemen Today TV. I'm Abir Ali and you are watching the English news. The killing of the late leader Ali Abdullah Saleh in December 2017 was planned in Tehran. Iran wanted to retaliate as the former leader supported Iraq in the war against Tehran in 1980s. Iran, through its proxy Houthi, assassinated the late president when he was defending his own house. This report has more.
The soldier who spent his life in defense of the September Revolution under the great slogan, Republic or Death, returned to shadows of this September glory and said his word in the face of the militia. And so did the leader Ali Abdullah Saleh with the chant, Republic or Death. In Sana'a, the situation was close to Beirut, but the flames of hatred were stronger, as the hatred of the Iranian Malali against the leader was because of his active participation in repelling the Iranian aggression against brotherly Iraq. As for the Houthi militia, its grudges were compounded by the Houthi hatred of the Republic, the farmer, the soldier, the politician, the leader, and the mass presence of the leader Saleh. The militia concentrated all its strength and capabilities on the residential neighborhoods surrounding the house of President Ali Abdullah Saleh to assassinate him. The experiences of the 3 days in controlling Beirut were moving in Sana'a, and it gave the Houthi militia's hatred its chance to control and monopolize the Republic and spread its sectarian expansion in the state and society as a whole. The moment of glory loomed before President Ali Abdullah Saleh. He bravely recited his will and put the equation on the right track. The people in the face of the militia and the mass uprising is the only way to salvation and victory for sovereignty, equality, independence, and the Republic. 5 years after the historical moment, the moment of glory and eternity, facts and data confirm that the popular uprising is the only way to victory over the racist militia and Iran's terrorist arms and its sectarian network that extends from Sana'a to Tehran, passing through Beirut and Baghdad.
The Yemeni government and the UAE have agreed on coordinating efforts to stop Houthi attacks on economic facilities. This came during the recent visit of the head of the PLC and the UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed. This report has more details.
According to Yemeni sources, UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed addressed coordinating steps to deter Houthi terrorist attacks on oil export ports and economic facilities with the chairman of the Yemeni Presidential Leadership Council, Rashad Mohammed Al-Alimi. The meeting is said to have covered Yemeni development and bilateral relations, such as presidential and governmental reforms, as well as concerted actions to discourage terrorist Houthi attacks on national economic institutions. Alimi greeted Sheikh Mohammed, the Emirati government, and the people on the 51st UAE National Day and expressed gratitude for the UAE's assistance to Yemen. Alimi is spearheading the Council's regional activities in favor of economic and political reforms and in opposition to Houthi escalation. Meanwhile, Yemen's finance minister met with U.S. Special Envoy for Yemen Tim Lunderking and Ambassador Stephen Fagan in Riyadh. They talked about recent economic developments as well as regional and international attempts to bring peace to Yemen. According to Yemeni sources, the discussion focused on the impact of Houthi strikes on oil installations in Hadramaut and Shabwa, on the overall humanitarian, living, economic, and public aspects. The group also discussed government processes and strategies for dealing with the recurrent attacks, as well as steps taken in relation to the Houthi-controlled port of Hodeida. Yemen's minister outlined his country's requirement as well as technical and material assistance to rebuild governmental institutions and infrastructure that had been decimated by the Houthi war. He evaluated the previous period state and government efforts to implement important economic and financial reforms, as well as their positive impact on sustaining and stabilizing the national economy. They also discussed the necessary steps to grow oil and non-oil resources, reduce spending, and improve transparency and accountability. He emphasized the importance of the comprehensive economic, financial, and monetary reform package inked by the Arab Monetary Fund and the Yemeni government with Saudi backing. The $1 billion initiative intends to provide the groundwork for Yemen's economic, financial, and monetary stability, as well as to strengthen the country's public finances and external position.